In the past week, I have witnessed 2 meltdowns, one by another lady and the other by me. I was in a retail store, waiting in the line at the self-checkout with my shopping cart. The employees asked me if I was paying by cash or card. I said, card. They asked the woman behind me how she was paying, and she said cash. They told her, oh no, you can't pay with cash at the self-checkout registers. You'll have to stand in the regular checkout lines. Those lines are horribly long. They take about 30 to 45 minutes. The customer exploded. She said a naughty word, and she stormed away. About 2 months ago, this big box store installed a dozen self-checkout registers. Right now, only about 7 actually work. The others are broken. The coming Mark of the Beast Cashless Society is not off to a good start. I discovered why the employees shooed away the customer who wanted to pay with cash. That the self-checkout registers are loaded with paper money, just like a bank ATM. However, the machines were so low on cash that they couldn't make change. Then I realized what's going on. The store would have to send an employee to the bank to get more money. Then the employee would have to open the automated registers with a code or a key and insert the 1s and 5s and 10s and all the coins in the appropriate compartments. The store didn't have someone available to handle those tasks. So it's not a paper money and coin shortage. It's a labor shortage. When I look around that store, I see many empty shelves. I see pallets of breakfast cereal, peanut butter, canned soup abandoned in the aisles. Like many retailers, the store is struggling to keep enough employees to conduct basic operations. The labor shortage is everywhere. It's a pandemic unto itself. For another example, banks have been closing branches and laying off employees. The last time I walked into my bank's main branch, the lobby was packed with empty desks where new account managers and home loan officers used to sit. Now, on top of the desks are signs telling you to go online if you want to open a new account or apply for a home loan. There were about 8 teller windows, 5 were barricaded, only 3 tellers were working. It was reassuring to finally see live people. However, behind the tellers, there were more empty desks. The bank had tried to put a festive spin on the situation by putting a potted plant on each desk. Not a fern or flowers, oh no, a tiny, bristly cactus. That struck me as so sad. Not only had many employees been laid off, but the 3 remaining tellers were so overworked that they would not have time to water plants. So the bank had chosen cacti, the lowest maintenance plants on Earth. A few days ago, I stopped at a fast food restaurant to get a cold soda. Instead of waiting 20 minutes in the drive-thru, since gas is now $4.59 a gallon, I parked and went inside. There were no employees standing at the counter. Behind the menu board, I saw a few people working like mad in the kitchen. At the counter, there was a sign directing customers to input their order on the kiosk behind me. If I wanted a soda, I would have to use the kiosk. That was a labor-intensive experience. The menu was so complicated that it was bewildering. A retired man and his wife walked by and saw me struggling to figure out which buttons to push. He said something encouraging about at least now we could go inside and get food. The dining rooms had been shut down for over a year. I said, I just want a soda. This is so frustrating. I finally placed my order and went up to the counter. After about 10 minutes, an employee came out from the kitchen, handed me a paper cup, and disappeared again. If the kiosk had thrown a paper cup at me, there would have been no need to see an employee at all. That evening, I sat down and analyzed this experience. I gave myself a pep talk. I do that a lot lately about not losing my cool. Everything has changed. If I'm going to function in this new normal, I will have to do more things myself. I scolded myself for letting the kiosk upset me. Yes, the menu was ridiculously complicated. The restaurant was doing the right thing. They were short-handed, so they put their remaining employees in the kitchen and outsourced the order placement to the customers. What was I really upset about? Because there was no employee standing behind the counter. The atmosphere was post-apocalyptic. I felt like I was the last woman on Earth. I shudder to think about the next stage, when there aren't enough humans to staff the restaurants. Robots, controlled by artificial intelligence, will cook and serve your food. You won't even have to place an order. You'll get whatever the New World Order says you can have. That gray lump in a fast food paper sack may sort of resemble a cheeseburger, but it won't be made with cheese or beef. You won't want to know the ingredients. In the months and years ahead, there will be fewer people in the workforce. Many companies will run with a skeleton crew. This will cause a great brain drain. We will lose many key people who know how to do things. I have been thinking about another huge brain drain that is coming. That's the rapture. When Jesus airlifts the believers out of here before the tribulation, the world will lose countless millions of kind, generous, resourceful people. Imagine how desolate this world will be when people with critical thinking ability vanish in the twinkling of an eye. I have been praying about all of this, and the Lord reassured me about our future. I have been concentrating so much on the rapture and the tribulation. However, I started looking at the bigger picture. After the 7-year tribulation, Jesus will return to earth and set up his Millennial Kingdom. We'll have 1,000 years of peace. We'll have the New Jerusalem. Then we'll have a new heaven and a new earth. This is fantastic. Jesus will stop the globalists and the Antichrist in their tracks. The Lord will sweep up the mess caused by the evil ones. The human race will rebuild. Civilization will flourish once more. I have been researching what happens after the rapture. It's a great deal of information to cover, so I will continue this in the next episode. We'll be back.